I think it's important for students to learn about artificial intelligence because it's the wave of the future. I feel that there are jobs that do not exist right now that will exist by the time my middle school students graduate from college, and that we need to give them every opportunity to learn skills that they might need in these new jobs. I would like students to take away from my course what artificial intelligence is, some ethical questions about whether it's good, bad, for them to form their own opinions about that, and to look into how it can be helpful and improved. I feel that today's activity went well because we had done some practice activities to introduce the concept earlier in the week and get rid of some of the misconceptions that they had about how to write the parent node question. Because today we were doing content, which is harder to put into questions. You have to have the background knowledge. And with the candy, they had that background knowledge. So I feel like you have to progress this activity if you're going to introduce it in a science class to back up our standards. But I also feel that the students could have benefited from having a dichotomous key available to them. I feel like my heart was warmed today when one of the students thanked me for the opportunity to do the activity. Was my absolute favorite part of today. But I enjoyed hearing the kids discuss why their questions wouldn't work. Not being upset because it didn't work, but talking about how to make it better and how a computer wouldn't be able to answer an opinion question, which showed me that they were actually understanding how a computer thinks versus how a human thinks. When I do the sorting Smart Start activity to kind of introduce the lesson, I would change some of the items in it to tend to lead kids toward an opinion question so that they could see that it didn't work with a smaller set of data. And then of course I would add that dichotomous key. I had it, but I would give it to them so that they had those choices. And if we had more time for today, I would have had them calculate the density using displacement. But due to time constraints, we could not do that. I feel that the students responded well to today's lesson. They were asking good questions. They were going back on prior knowledge, had me digging out materials for them to test hardness because they were asking me questions. Somebody asked me, could they test streak? And I love the fact that they were pulling that in and that I was able to go to my closet and pull out the materials for them to try that idea that they had. One of the things I would like to do to follow up this lesson is to take it back to the machine learning lesson where we were doing the peace sign and the thumbs up, and let them put the information in there for the minerals to try to train it with the minerals, or even the candy. We could reinforce it that way. So one of the misconceptions today that the students had was the difference in how machines learn using feature vectors and how they learn using teachable machines. I'm going to follow up that misconception with a future lesson called Fishy Features. I feel that my students' overall interest in AI has grown due to them discovering that there's this whole world of opportunity out there that a lot of them didn't realize was there. And they're looking into coding classes and asking questions and, can we work on this stuff on our own time? Can we one kid asked me yesterday, can I go home and make a decision tree tonight with stuff in my room? Yes, you can. Just bring it back and show it to me. So that's letting me know that they're getting something out of it.